A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, Chapter 3. This may be true or it may be false, who can say, but what is true in it? So it seemed to me, reviewing the story of Shakespeare's sister as I have made it, is that any woman born with a great gift in the 16th century would certainly have gone crazed, shot herself, or ended her days in some lonely cottage outside the village, half of which half which are the feared and monk dead. For it needs little skill in psychology to be sure that a highly gifted girl who had tried to use her gift for poetry would have been so thwarted and hindered by other people, so tortured and pulled asunder by her own contrary instincts that she must have lost her health and sanity to her certainty. No girl could have walked to London and stood at a stage door and forced her way into the presence of actor majors without doing herself a violence and suffering an anguish which may have been irrational, for chastity may be a fetish invented by certain societies for unknown reasons, but one nonetheless inevitable. Chastity has even now a religious importance in a woman's life and has so wrapped itself round with nerves and instincts that to cut it free and bring it to the light of day demands courage of the rarest. To have lived a free life in London in the 16th century would have meant for a woman who was poet and playwright a nervous stress and dilemma which might well have killed her. Had she survived, whatever she had written would have been twisted and deformed, issuing from a strained and forbid imagination. And undoubtedly, I thought, looking at the shelf where there are no plays by women, her work would have gone unsigned, the refuge she would have sought certainly. It was the release of sense of chastity that dictated anonymity anonymity to women even so late as the 19th century. Carl Bell, George Eliot, George Sand, all the victims of inner strife, as their writings prove, sought ineffectively to veil themselves by using the name of a man. Thus they did homage to the convention which, if not imprinted by the other sex, was liberally encouraged by them. The chief glory of a woman is not to be talked of, said Pericles himself, a much talked of man. That publicity in women is detestable. Anonymity runs in their blood. The desire to be veiled still possessed them. They are not even now as concerned about the health of their fame as men are, and speaking generally, will pass a tombstone or a signpost without feeling an irresistible desire to cut their names on it, as Alphabet or chess must do in obedience to their instinct, which murmurs, if it is a fine woman go by or even a dog, that's mine. And of course, it may not be a dog, I thought, remembering Parliament Square, the Guess Alec and other avenues. It may be a piece of land or a man with curly black hair. It is one of the great advantages of being a woman that one can pass even a very fine negress without wishing to make an English woman of her.